As a Mormon or a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, I very frequently get comments on anything that I make that go beyond being called occultist or brainwashed or satanic or whatever slew of bigoted insults. These comments tend to challenge or question my integrity, accusing me of being dishonest with myself, which to me is the same as being dishonest with God, but also accusing me of cowardice, that I'm just not brave enough to face the truth, or not brave enough to do what I feel is right or think is right due to being afraid of rejection or social pressure. And oftentimes I'm even accused of being immoral, told that I'm choosing my own personal pleasure to stay in a clearly immoral organization, that this by association makes me an immoral person doing the wrong thing for the wrong reasons. Now, being told that I'm ignorant and brainwashed and evil are very steep accusations, but on top of that, being accused of being dishonest, cowardly, and immoral goes to demonstrate a very deep misunderstanding. I think that people, perhaps more than anything, want to be understood. We want people to see us for who we are. And that perhaps is one of the most difficult things about being a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And maybe one of the big psychological drives of why I make these videos. It's difficult to assess such things. But I'd like to address some of these claims, or accusations. I'll start with the accusation of cowardice. Some atheists have put forth that people who believe in God are just too afraid to face the truth. And so they need bedtime stories to chase away the demons under their bed, or in the case of atheism, to face the biggest, scariest demon of all, the grand conclusion of the greatest skeptics, that when you die, you will cease to exist. There is no God, you have no soul, and there's no inherent purpose to life. But we that believe in God are merely too afraid to confront these facts, and our cowardice has us clinging to God like a child grabbing a teddy bear at night, who's afraid of the dark. And so we cowards, we believers in God, soothe ourselves with delusion and lies, while the brave and bold atheists are the ones facing reality and truth. It's very difficult to see things from someone else's perspective, because each of us have different experiences. We often overlay our own minds onto the minds of other people, and then attribute motivations to them that would be applicable to us. But the challenge is that we can't actually know someone else's experiences. And so applying our motivations to them doesn't always work. The truth is that it's the coward in me that wants to claim agnosticism. I don't think I could ever be intellectually dishonest enough to claim atheism, but by claiming agnosticism, I can appear intelligent to other people. About half the population can relate to me, and I can be accepted into intellectual circles. Because as of right now, approximately half of the population, being Christian, consider me a brainwashed satanic cultist. And the other half of the population, being atheist or agnostic, view me as an ignorant, brainwashed idiot, on top of being dishonest, cowardly, and immoral. Part of me wants to be accepted by the majority of the population so much that the draw to claim agnosticism is so appealing. But I can't claim agnosticism, not really, because for me, doing so would be cowardly and dishonest, and therefore immoral. I truly have been given a witness of God that I'm not able to deny. Not honestly, anyways. My only way of honestly getting out of this would be to claim some sort of psychosis. But as a psychiatrist and someone with a degree in psychology, I know better. I, and others like me who experience the same thing, don't meet criteria for a mental disorder, at least not related to our religious experiences. So as appealing as it is to me to appear intelligent to the majority of the world, especially in my circles with others who are educated with doctorate degrees, I am unable to claim agnosticism unless I cave to cowardice and am dishonest with myself and to God. And to do that would be immoral. I have been given to know in a way that I can't fully share here that God lives, that Jesus Christ is real. Now, the added challenge of saying that as a member of the Church of Jesus Christ is, well, I'm automatically excluded from fitting in with any atheists or agnostics, so that I'm also excluded from fitting in with or being accepted by the Catholics and the Protestants, who view me and my faith with utmost disdain, who consider my belief in God to be so insufficient that God himself, who I worship and love with all of my heart, would be willing to throw me into a fire to burn for all eternity. So anytime I rub shoulders with someone who's evangelical Christian, I'm told that Jesus Christ, my God, my Savior, my Creator, my Redeemer, looks upon me with so much disfavor that he would burn me for eternity. And it seems at every opportunity, anytime I post something about my faith in Jesus Christ, I'm told that I'm not a Christian, that I'm a cultist, that the Jesus who fills my soul with love and meaning and joy and peace is the wrong Jesus. And although I strive to follow him with everything that I have, and have dedicated my whole life to this, and believe that he is my salvation, because I'm a member of the wrong church, all of this is for naught. And so the other half of the population, the so-called Christians, have offered me little more than criticism and rejection for most of my life. I can hardly get into a discussion with just a few words before they've judged me to hellfire and damnation, accused me of being a brainwashed cultist, and their parents tell their children not to be my friend or to associate with me. I will admit to you that I have cowardly hid my beliefs from people, terrified to share that I was a member of the Church of Jesus Christ, a Mormon, carefully avoiding the subject, cowardly dodging it in any way that I can, because I wanted to make friends with people. I didn't want to be publicly humiliated and insulted again. I have acted the coward many times in my life, but never by holding to my belief in Jesus Christ as a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. As groups of doctors, my co-workers have gotten together, and the subject comes up of religion, my cowardly self is so tempted to leave the room and dodge the topic, which I have done many times. When my peers who are educated and intellectual discover that I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, I have been repeatedly, immediately labeled as ignorant and brainwashed, depriving me of any opportunity to be seen with respect and assessed as an intellectual peer. So although I am a coward, I am not a coward for staying in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. For me, I've been a coward for the times that I've hid from it. Now, I know you don't have my experiences. I don't blame you for not believing what I believe. But because of my experiences, I am unable to believe in atheism. I am unable, with my integrity intact, while upholding my morals, to deny the existence of God. So although I do consider it bigotry to be called a cultist or brainwashed, and I hate being rejected and I hate being judged, I am and I have been a coward, but never for staying in the Church of Jesus Christ. And for me, because of my experiences, the most dishonest and immoral thing that I could do in relation to the church is to leave it. Because I know, and I know that God would know, that I was doing what I know is wrong. You can believe whatever you want about me. Make whatever assumptions you want. This video will probably not change any of that for myself or any of the other members of the Church of Jesus Christ. But I know in a way that I can't communicate with words that God lives and that Jesus is my Creator, my Lord, my Savior, and that He has done, is doing, and will do a work through the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That is my testimony in Jesus' name.